Welcome, beautiful souls. Today's topic is going to be, why is there this perceived delay in 3D with the masculine? So let's crack into this topic. Welcome, I'm Kathleen from Awakening Meraki. Perceived is the word that I'm using as well. So as we shift on this journey, as the feminine polarity, we are the ones that lead this energetically. There is the rare occasion, and I've had, I've come across this just with people I work with, where the masculine's quite awake, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they know how to do the energetic work. But in the end, either can do it, but typically it is the feminine polarity, because the feminine, if you think about feminine energy, it's the rebirth, it's the intuition, it's that nurturing aspect of us, it's the creator part of us. And so that's why the feminine polarity goes first, and it's not about gender here, we're just talking energetics. So why is it that there's this perceived delay? So let's touch on this. So what happens is we start it, right? We start eventually, we get out of our looping crazy energy and we go all in and go, right, I'm ready to do this. I want to get out of this energy. And however you go through that process is, unique and individual for your soul and your path. But at some point we exhaust ourselves from that energy, that looping, that chaotic, toxic energy, and we just go, I can't keep doing this to myself. And this is when the feminine's really ready to actually start doing the soul work and release these patterns that have been playing out in their life. When we resonate with something energetically and we release an old energy, it happens straight away. We feel it energetically straight away. But remember what role we're playing here. We are the ones that are playing in the spiritual realm. So you are going to feel it a lot quicker. You also know consciously, because we're the conscious twin, we know what we are working through. We know consciously that we've just released this pattern, for an example, that I've never felt worthy, and suddenly you just release it. Now, part of it may come back in again just to see if she's fully released it, but essentially you've released it and you're like, oh my God, I feel that right straight away. But let's cycle back to the start of this journey, at the beginning of this journey for both bodies, but when we are in density. Density is the jobs that we're in, the marriages that we're in that we know we need to get out of, or the friendships, or just, even if you're not in any kind of relationship, I certainly wasn't prior to this journey. My marriage, I was already out of it, but I hadn't dealt with it, right? I hadn't dealt with the marriage and all of that stuff, but I was definitely out of it. But we were still in the density of the energy of, say, that marriage that I was in, which was very traumatic and very toxic. But I was still sitting in the energy of it. So I wasn't in the marriage, so to speak, but energetically I was in the marriage. And this is why we shift things. This is why people stay cycling, because although you've exited out of a relationship, you still energetically are in the relationship. And so this journey makes you address the energetics of that relationship, that the 3D's gone, but you're still carrying all this dense energy. So we start shifting that density and we start making energetic shifts. We start feeling better. We start coming closer into alignment with our true essence, which is our soul frequency. So we're doing this. We're leading energetically first. There has to be an energetic leader for this to play out. Then what happens is, as we really start to get a good feel for what we're doing, then the masculines are getting yanked along, by the way, energetically. And so why is it that there's this perception that there's a delay in 3D? And the delay is because of the density. So we've already dealt with our density at the beginning, right? So even though I was out of my marriage, I wasn't energetically out of it. So many of you will still be in a marriage. I'm just using marriages as an example, but this can apply to anything. You've potentially already released all of that, and you're now feeling a lot better. Now it's their turn, and the density is, so energetically they will feel it straight away. Okay, that's what I want to get clear on. So energetically, everything happens in the 5D energetically first. So when the feminine has resonance and she goes, I'm letting go of that energy, they feel it straight away, but now they've got to work through their density. They've got to work through, oh, I'm still in this relationship that I don't want to be in. And so there are things that need to happen to end a relationship, right? There's divorces potentially, there's settlements that need to happen. There's custody arrangements that need to happen. That's the density that we're dealing with in 3D. Cities that they need to move, houses that they need to sell, all the things that we've potentially done ourselves, because typically we run parallel universes, all the things that we've already done, they are now having to do it. And the lag is clearing up that density, that old energy, and it must happen. It's got to happen. This journey, we're really pushed to clear up old stuff, old energies, and so that you can bring the new in. And this is why it's very common that you go and purge and clean out material things through your home, because it's energy that you don't resonate, and it's almost like the soul's going, get rid of it, get rid of it. And so we do, we clean up. I don't think there's very, very little that I have in my home anymore that is connected to my marriage. It's all pretty much new stuff. Or it was mine, it wasn't ours. And anything that was kind of shared has gone, right down to jewelry, the whole lot. It's all disappeared. I've got rid of the whole lot. I don't want that energy in my home anymore. So, and because remember, things like jewelry and just materialistic things hold energy. And this is why you don't want to hold on to things that are bringing the negative, I guess, or the lower energies into anything new, especially on this journey. You want to release the whole lot of it as best as you can. But there is that perceived delay. So energetically, it happens straight away. Depending how balanced you are, is that it will get reflected straight away. It will definitely, if you've got a very strong telepathic connection, will get mirrored or reflected back straight away in the 5D. But you will see the delay in the 3D, and it's not really a delay. It's just that the old shit needs to be gone and dealt with. And you certainly do not want to be mixing with your masculine while they're going through that process, because that is theirs to go through. Typically what the feminine energy wants to do is, let me help you, let me jump in and save you. Not ours to save, not ours to get involved in. We've got our own journey to go on. Typically, by this point, the feminine's feeling really, really good, because she's released all of that density and she's really coming into her own. She's feeling so balanced. She's really in her soul frequency. You will feel the energy. You'll feel the feminine and the masculine energy working in unison, okay? You're not in either the masculine or in either the feminine. You are harmonizing and working with the two in unison. Now, somebody popped up I think it was today, about I struggle to visualize how to work with these masculine and feminine energies. What I would say to you, if you're still in that kind of heavy energy, just let go of the masculine and feminine energy and just balance out the fear, okay? Balance out the fear-based energy that's rising within. Just focus there. See where the fear is, what are the stories, and release that. The masculine and feminine energies definitely play a massive role on this journey, but particularly when you are in that energy where you know now that you've flipped the magnets back round. Even if you're not seeing that result in the 3D, you will feel energetically the shift in you. It's profound and it's very, very significant. So you'll feel the energies and what you're doing then, so they've flipped, but you're still releasing that energetic wall, and that's the duality. This energy that's between the two physical bodies in 3D is the duality, and it's that fear, and you've got to transmute, and this happens, and you will start to feel the masculine energy. And this is why I say call in the masculine energy. It's your energy. It's not the other bodies. It belongs to you. You have to get right out of the other body and look at the energy only, okay? So visualize energy, however that works for you. But when you're in this part of this journey, what you will find is you naturally want to start to embody your polarity. And that is when knowing about the masculine and feminine energy is really important, because you cannot get back into your masculine over here, because then you're getting into their magnet, and that's not your job. You need to be in your own. We magnetize and attract, they get pulled in. So, or drawn in by the soul. It's not something that we need to focus on. We don't need to deal with it. But this is where you want to really start to become the embodiment and that receiving energy. Your masculine, your higher masculine will send you love. You need to learn to hold the love. It's a frequency and it can be very overpowering. And so what you're learning to balance here is the body, the mind, and this higher frequency, your soul. And it does take a while. That's what you're balancing. You're not balancing so much. You're not balancing the twin back in. You're balancing your own energy and your balance, which is your masculine and feminine energy as well. And then there's that third energy. And that's where I believe that when you really come into your own polarity. So hopefully this helps. I haven't kind of gone off course too much, but just know that this perceived delay in 3D, the longer you stay in the story of, oh, they're over there sorting out their density, you are also putting that into the energy field. So don't give it any energy, don't give it any story, just keep centered and focused on you. The fear will want to come in and go, where are they? Why have they not shown up yet? You need to come back to you, because the soul is already knows it's whole and it's perfect, and it doesn't need to go seeking. So whenever you are going, where are they? Then you're in your mind energy, you're in your fear-based energy, and that's what you need to collapse. And what you'll find is you'll start to settle more, you'll start to anchor in more, you'll feel the masculine will, as your feminine energy is really coming online, and you'll feel it, and I'm talking energetically here, the masculine starts to naturally align into their polarity. All of this is happening at an energetic level first before you will see it manifested in the physical. Stay the course. This is a beautiful journey. It's a journey of just absolute, like, I know it's really horrible in the beginning and it's very toxic and it can be just like get me off this bloody journey, but you don't want to. You want to learn to balance, irrespective of what you do in the 3D with the masculine. You want to balance. You've been awakened, and you've been awakened to all these old behavior patterns and things that have been playing out in your life, and it's time to collapse them and come into your beautiful soul frequency. And honestly, you feel divine. You feel anchored in, you feel stable, and you feel beautiful. So yes, it is worth doing the work. It's worth going all in. It's worth just seeing, like, I had a lovely lady who's quite in the early throes of this journey, by the way. She didn't even see what the mind was creating over an event that's happening, I think, on the weekend. And she'd sort of already predetermined what that event was going to be like. And this is what the mind does. And so we've manifested it, right? So you want to unmanifest that and you want to counteract it with something different, because we manifest through our mind. So if we're saying, oh, we're going to have a shitty experience, or there's this delay in the 3D, and even though there's perceived and it's there, if you want to look at it from a physical perspective, the more you keep giving it that energy, the universe can only ever provide you with what you ask for. So if you energetically are still believing in separation, then it's going to give you more separation. If you believe you're going to have a terrible time at an event, the universe is going to give you that experience. Your job is to really resonate that you are the creator of your experiences. And so you want to be very mindful about what you're putting into the quantum field, because that is where we play as the feminine polarity. We play in the quantum field. You are the creator. So are you creating more separation? Are you creating a limitless lifestyle for yourself? Because that's the gift that you've been awakened to create this beautiful, freedom, liberating, stunning lifestyle for yourself. And it's truth, it's divine truth. And it's truly an incredible journey when you just go all in and go, stuff it, I'm doing this. Why would you not? You've been awakened. You've been blessed with this gift, even though it's horrible at the beginning. I know some of you are going to go, no, Kathleen, this is just torture. And I get it. I really do get it. But it doesn't last, okay? As long as you decide, I'm going to get myself through this, and you start following the intuition from your beautiful soul. Really hope that this helps and just settles some of you down a little bit about the perceived physical separation. Even though you're feeling amazing, you don't realize that amazing and then amazing just gets more amazing and then more amazing in terms of how you feel. It's quite incredible. So just know that your soul has got this. Trust your soul. Sending lots of love.